Saudi Arabia has been hit by massive flash floods. A night of continuous torrential rainfall has flooded streets in Mecca.
Mecca, the holiest city in Islam, a beacon of faith for millions. But what if I told you its very existence held a secret? A whisper of doubt echoing through the centuries. They say Jesus walked these very streets, leaving a message hidden in plain sight. A message that could shatter the foundations of belief. A mystery buried beneath layers of time. Did he warn of a deception, a truth obscured by centuries of tradition? Or is it just a whisper of the wind, lost in the sands of time? Is Mecca truly what it seems? Or are we on the precipice of a revelation that could rewrite history? Whispers from Mecca. A hidden message about the Kaaba? The annual pilgrimage for Muslims, known as Hajj, has started in Mecca. However, there's an intriguing story circulating about the holy city of Mecca and its central religious relic, the Kaaba. Some recent information suggests that Jesus of Nazareth may have warned that the Kaaba might not actually exist. This raises questions about the foundations of Islam and what it means for Muslims globally. Firstly, what is the Kaaba? The Kaaba is a revered structure in Islam, often called the House of Allah. It holds deep historical significance, dating back thousands of years before Islam. Legend has it that the Prophet Abraham in Judeo-Christian tradition, and his son Ishmael in Christianity, were commanded by God to build the Kaaba as a place of worship dedicated to Allah. Inside the Kaaba, there are 10 marble stones with inscriptions, showcasing its rich history. Muslims around the world face the Kaaba during prayers, a direction known as a Qibla. It serves as a focal point for various religious practices, including Salah prayers, Hajj pilgrimage, and the Islamic slaughter of animals. Now, the twist in the story involves a supposed warning from Jesus about the non-existence of the Kaaba. If true, this could challenge our understanding of Islam. The details of when and how Jesus delivered this warning remain mysterious, and it has caught many by surprise. The Kaaba's significance extends beyond its physical structure, influencing Muslim practices and rituals. Facing the Kaaba during prayer symbolizes unity among believers. The accuracy of facing the Kaaba is crucial, observed through a niche called mihrab during congregational prayers. The Imam, a religious leader in Islam, stands near or in a niche called mihrab, guiding the congregation during prayers. The use of mihrab in mosques dates back to the Umayyad era and became standardized during the subsequent Abbasid period. Before this, the direction of prayer, known as the Qibla, was determined by a specific wall called the Qibla wall. The term mihrab is mentioned only once in the Quran and initially referred to a place of prayer for the Israelites, not a mosque component. A historical example of this evolution is seen in the mosque of Amr ibn al-As in Egypt. Initially built without a mihrab, one was later added. A mihrab is a spot where one faces the Qibla, in a way that an imaginary line from their line of sight passes through the Kaaba in Mecca. However, achieving precise alignment is challenging, especially at distant locations. A small deviation in setting up a prayer mat can result in a significant shift from the Kaaba's location. For example, a 1-degree deviation in Medina, about 210 miles away, leads to a noticeable shift. In Jakarta, Indonesia, about 4,900 miles away, even a slight deviation causes a substantial shift from the Kaaba's position. Errors in mosque construction and the placement of prayer rugs can introduce deviations from the calculated Qibla. Some Islamic scholars, like Ibn Arabi, consider facing the Qibla precisely during ritual prayer obligatory, while others may have different views. Some scholars, like Abu Hanifa and Al-Qurbi, argue that facing the exact direction of the Kaaba, known as Al-Kaaba, is only obligatory when feasible, especially for locations far from Mecca. They suggest that assuming Jihad al-Kaaba, facing the general direction of the Kaaba, is permissible. Others believe that as long as the imaginary line in the Kaaba is within one's vision, the ritual requirement of facing the Qibla is fulfilled. Legal opinions accepting broader areas, like the entire southeastern quadrant in the Islamic Iberian Peninsula and the southwest western quadrant in Central Asia as valid Qibla, support the notion of Jihad al-Kaaba. Arguments for this perspective consider practicality, and avoid imposing requirements that might be impossible everywhere. The Shafi school of Islamic law suggests following the Qibla indicated by the local mosque when far from Mecca. If not near a mosque, seek guidance from a trustworthy person. When this isn't practical, one is encouraged to use available means to determine the Qibla. Pilgrimage and paradox, facing doubts at the heart of Muslim faith. Now let's explore the history of the Kaaba. Over the centuries, Kaaba underwent several reconstructions and renovations. Before Islam, the pre-Islamic Arabian tribes held the Kaaba in high esteem, using it as a center for pilgrimage. It housed numerous idols and pagan deities, reflecting the polytheistic nature of pre-Islamic Arabian society. The turning point came with the emergence of Islam in the 7th century. Prophet Muhammad, born around 570 CE in Mecca, received revelations emphasizing the oneness of God and rejecting idol worship. In 610 CE, at the age of 40, Muhammad began preaching these revelations, marking the start of Islam. As Islam gained followers, the clash between monotheism and the prevalent polytheistic practices around the Kaaba intensified. In 630 CE, after years of adversity and persecution, Prophet Muhammad returned triumphantly to Mecca with many followers. Understanding the Kaaba's role during Muhammad's lifetime involves exploring its pre-Islamic context, the transformative events surrounding it, and its evolution into the central focus point of Islamic worship. Before Islam, the Kaaba was already revered, with the Quraysh tribe maintaining custodianship and housing various idols representing Arabian pagan deities. Before Islam, the people in Arabia highly revered the Kaaba, making it a central place for pilgrimage and religious rituals. Muhammad, born around 570 CE in Mecca, lived in a society deeply rooted in polytheistic beliefs. The Kaaba played a significant role in the religious practices of the Quraysh and nearby tribes. The history of the Kaaba is closely linked with the rituals of Hajj, one of the 5 pillars of Islam. Muslims worldwide face the Kaaba during daily prayers, highlighting its centrality to their worship. Hajj is an annual practice demonstrating Muslim unity and solidarity, showcasing submission to God. It signifies a pilgrimage to the Kaaba, a profound journey to purify souls from worldly sins. Hajj rituals unfold over 5 to 6 days, spanning from the 8th to the 12th or 13th day of Dhu al-Hijjah, the final month of the Islamic calendar. The date varies each year due to the lunar nature of the Islamic calendar. Hajj's origins trace back to the time of Abraham, according to Muslim sources. During Hajj, pilgrims participate in a series of rituals reformed by Muhammad. They wear a single piece of white clothing, circumambulate the Kaaba, kiss the black stone, walk between Safa and Marwa hills, drink from the Zamzam well, stand at the plains of Mount Arafat, spend a night in Muzdalifah, and symbolically stone the devil. After sacrificing cattle, pilgrims shave or trim their heads. The conclusion is the 4-day global festival of Eid al-Adha. The Islamic calendar determines Hajj's timing, occurring over 10 days, starting on the 1st and ending on the 10th of Dhu al-Hijjah. The 9th day, recognized as the Day of Arafat, is specially called the Day of Hajj. While Muslims may undertake Umrah, a lesser pilgrimage at other times, it does not substitute for Hajj. Muslims are obligated to perform Hajj at least once in their lifetime if they have the means. Both pilgrimages require entering the state of Ihram through purification rituals, specific attire, and refraining from certain actions. Umrah involves 2 primary rituals: Tawaf, circling the Kaaba 7 times, and Sa'i, walking between Safa and Marwa. It concludes with Halq or Taksir, the partial or complete shortening of hair. Umrah is not obligatory in all Islamic schools of thought, but is highly recommended, while Hajj is mandatory. Umrah, according to the Hanbali school, is a shorter pilgrimage that can be completed in a few hours, unlike Hajj, which may take several days. Importantly, Umrah is not a substitute for Hajj. Both pilgrimages express Muslim unity and submission to Allah, but they differ in significance and observance. Hajj and Umrah, unveiling the pillars of Islam and their distinct journeys. Hajj holds a special status as one of the 5 pillars of Islam, making it obligatory for every Muslim to undertake at least once in their lifetime if physically able and financially capable. In contrast, Umrah is a shorter pilgrimage that can be achieved in just a few hours. Hajj is a more extensive journey with additional rituals and occurs during specific days within a designated Islamic month, while Umrah can be performed at any time throughout the year. There are variations of Umrah based on whether the pilgrimage intends to combine it with Hajj, enhancing its merit when done alongside Hajj. Umrah becomes part of a comprehensive Hajj of enjoyment if performed before the Hajj. If performed without proceeding to Hajj, it is considered a single Umrah. Now, about Jesus and the Kaaba. There is no historical or religious link between Jesus and the Kaaba in Christianity or Islam. In Christianity, Jesus is considered the Son of God, while the Kaaba is significant in Islam as the focal point of worship during the Hajj pilgrimage. There is no direct connection between them in mainstream religious doctrines. Christianity, rooted in Judaism, sees Jesus fulfilling Old Testament prophecies and establishing a new covenant. The new covenant, comprising the Gospels, does not connect Jesus with the Kaaba. Islam, founded in the 7th century by Prophet Muhammad, acknowledges Jesus as a great prophet but rejects his divinity. The Kaaba, central to Islamic worship, predates Islam and is believed to have been initially constructed by the prophet Abraham, and his son Ishmael. Exploring any potential connection between Jesus and the Kaaba may involve alternative perspectives or esoteric interpretations outside mainstream religious doctrines. However, it's crucial to recognize that such interpretations often fall outside the teachings of major religions. So there you have it. Did this revelation challenge your beliefs or make you see things from a different perspective? If you're new to our channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our future explorations into the most fascinating mysteries and thought-provoking theories.